check me out, yo. Check me out, check me out, yo. Now check me out, check me out, yo. Check me out, yo. Now check me out, yo. No library books, no movie rentals. I wreck this instrumental, my breakfast continental. It's nothing but the finest, just look at how I designed this. No cap, but if I go over your head, then rewind this. I just signed this, plus I seal and I deliver it. My personality big, but you gotta love it a little bit. You can rock with this poem. Sometimes they wanna shake my hand and I don't even know them. So a handshake is what I got for them. And it's great if I can tell them, probably best if I show them. Keep your receipts and all other proofs of purchases. I'm just scratching the surfaces. Heaven knows I know what my purpose is. I'm just walking in my destiny, the main ingredient to the recipe. Yeah, I know I'm nice, but this here is just my therapy. So instead of laying down on the couch with my feet up, I stand firm and load a beat up. No need to heat up. When you stay hot, you stay ready. Paper looking like confetti. I go hard, you go home. I guess your load was too heavy. You need to go back to the lab, increase your reps. I'm like Rocky at the top of the steps. So show me my opponent. All my life been living for this moment. I grab it by the throat, then I own it. The bandwagon's filling up, we closer to departure. We probably gonna be gone for a while, I pack the charger. Perhaps a change of clothes and a toothbrush. The thrill of adding yeast to my dough is a huge rush. I stay in go mode, don't know how to fold them. So I hit the express lane with my cart full of bread, and then I told them. Check me out, yo. Check me out, check me out, yo. Now check me out, check me out, yo. Check me out, yo. Now check me out, yo. Check me out, yo. Check me out, yo. Check me out. Check me out, yo. Shortcuts, Midas Fame, yeah. No shortcuts. Really give you motivation and a little bit of inspiration. No shortcuts. Me and the boss ain't easy. Every day somebody needs me. It's no shortcuts. I wake up stretched, say a prayer, coffee and then some fresh air. Time to get it poppin'. I got a fresh 24. Hopefully I'm blessed with plenty more. Meanwhile, I'm thankful for the fire on the inside burning. I keep earning as the world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell, Vernon. You make a plan, then you stick to it. Even in tough times, get through it. So get to it. And make sure your family's straight. We going worldwide, you understanding me, mate? Providing a platform where like minds can meet. Closed mouths don't get fed, want everybody to eat. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Tuesdays at noon, let's all get rich. It's no shortcuts. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. It is Tuesday. It is noontime. Therefore, you guys know what that means. It's time for another installment of the hottest internet sensation going currently right now by the name of the No Shortcut Show with Midas and Fame. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. Share this with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show, as you heard in the intro music. While you guys are coming in, feel free to say hi, say hello, let us know where you're tuned in from. And as usual, tell us what you're having for lunch.
Or breakfast for some.
Oh, for breakfast for some. We'll get into that in a little bit because you guys might be on the West Coast. You might be international. Whatever meal that you are having at this hour, whether it be 12, noon, whether it be 3, 6, or 9, let us know what's going on, what's on your plate. You know, and not what's only on your actual plate, but what's on your plate for the day. What's on the agenda?
Someone is here from the UK. Hey, who is that Facebook user from the UK?
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, Famous is going to put a link up right here for you guys to go to so we can see your name. Go to that link right there, ecam2ms.live/connect. grant access for us to see your comments so we can shout you out right
Right,
here at
right.
No
That way it won't
Shortcuts. If
say
this
Facebook user. It'll actually say your name. Shout out to Milton Crow from Charlotte.
Milton
What up,
Crow, I just
Milton?
saw Milton last week. He's a big supporter of the chairman of the board, and Milton knows everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He follows
He's
the
everywhere.
music. Shout out
Yeah.
to Milton. What's up, buddy? Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, and he has the crow's nest, ladies and gentlemen. Milton, feel free to type your links in, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a business or something that you want to promote while you're in the chat, feel free
Yeah.
to drop your links in. We're all about
Yeah.
sharing and caring here at No Shortcuts, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us today. If it's your first time, let us know. And if feel free to join our No Shortcuts community on Facebook. There's Mommy Dearest right there. My
Hey.
mother. Hello, Mom. Thank you. Avid supporter. Much love to my mother. Much love to all of you taking a moment out of your day to join us here for another episode. Live, ladies and gentlemen. Live.
Yeah, whoever that Facebook user was in the UK, tell us your name. Tell us who you are too.
Yeah, so we can
Because I can't
shout you
see your
out. I
name
got
until you hit that link. But for now, just say what's up. Tell us who you are,
yeah,
Facebook user.
yeah, I got friends in the UK.
Yeah,
Did a tour with the chairman of the board over there in 2018. Made a lot of friends. Had a great time. I enjoyed the UK thoroughly.
yeah,
So big shout outs to those watching internationally. We appreciate you all.
absolutely. And make sure you share this podcast, share this show with your friends. You're gonna hear from a great guest today that I know you're gonna want to share the message afterwards and tag someone's name in it. Make sure you
As usual.
subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube page as well because we want to get that following and keep that growing as it has been. But let's start
Hmm.
off, Midas. We will have some first time watchers and viewers. What is
Yes.
this No Shortcut show? Who are these people?
This No Shortcut show that you might have stumbled by, whether it be on purpose or accident.
Yeah,
Some people are a little clumsy sometimes. They might trip up. But this is a soft cushion for you to land right here.
absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, the No Shortcut show with Midas and Fame, in a nutshell, is a platform that we started together just to encourage the whole idea of entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
Understanding that not only DJ Famous and myself have gifts, talents, and things that we have pursued and turned into a career, but understanding that everybody has a passion, a gift, or skill set that they would do whether there was money involved or not. But we just want to encourage you to do whatever it is that you may be passionate about and pursue that. That's the American dream. You've heard the saying, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Mm.
We try to embody that here, ladies and gentlemen, not with just DJ Famous and myself, but with friends, family, other business connections we may have, not necessarily in the same field as entertainment and music always, but that's where the majority of the guests will probably come from because
Yeah,
that's what we do. But whatever the case, we have our guests on and they pretty much share their stories with you, tell you about whatever industry that they are involved in and the services that they can provide. And hopefully while those at home are listening, whether it be live or the replay, you can take little gems from things that are being said either by
yeah,
us or by guests. I know a lot of times I get ideas and I'm able to absorb things that our guests talk about, which is a
yeah,
beautiful thing for us on this side of things. But you can take from other people's stories and
yeah.
either apply it, and we also discuss some certain pitfalls and things. So we try to help you avoid certain mistakes that we may have made
Hmm.
along the way. Also, that you can be a better you, a better businessman or woman.
Yeah,
And then we all have the same goal, and we like to support each other here at No Shortcuts.
yeah.
We like to congratulate. And when I see you guys over in the No Shortcuts community posting, shout out to Juan. He's getting all types of certifications and things like that. I
Hmm.
feel like I'm getting a certification as well. So I
Yeah,
love cheering everybody on, and yeah, we're celebrating together. We educate, but yet we entertain,
yeah,
and at the end of the day, we have a good time. So we're just trying to why ask Facebook for some of these services or some of these industries
right.
that you may be looking for, whether it be mobile bartending, you might need a DJ, you might need a musician, you might, what else? You might want to do some online shopping, you might
Hmm.
need a cake decorator,
Travel
whatever it is.
services.
Yeah, travel services. So whatever it is that you may be looking for, that's the type of community that we're trying to build over here at
Hmm.
No Shortcuts. And I think right now we're almost at 460. Hi
Yeah.
Ashley, what's happening?
Ashley from Rock
Yeah,
Hill, how you doing?
yeah.
Thanks
Good
for
to see you,
joining
Ashley.
us.
Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, so I think currently we're at almost 460 members in our community. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, we're on our second season of doing the No Shortcut Show.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you all for your contributions. Thank you
Hey
all for
man.
all of your support.
Pardon my interruption. Pardon my
Oh, my brother's
interruption.
here.
Now, but we have the man himself,
Okay,
Mr.
who's it?
Summer.
Oh, is
Ken
that
Knox
Kid
is
Knox?
here. What's up, Mr. Ken Knox?
Kid
Good to
Knox
see
is
you.
joining us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good to
legendary
see
Kid Knox, ladies and gentlemen.
the legendary chairman
Band
of the
leader.
board.
Band leader, the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
What I do, where I do the majority of
Hmm.
my work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks
So
for
it's a
joining
pleasure.
us. I know he catches replays a lot. I'm glad you're able to join us live, Mr. Ken Knox. What's happening?
Absolutely, yeah. So that I mean, I was basically done, and you can
Yeah.
feel free to add.
Nah, man, that was it. That's the
Hey,
show.
hey,
That's the
that's
show.
just like Kim to cut me off.
Yeah. He always said Midas talk too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Ken said that's
Nah.
his favorite show. We appreciate that, sir.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you,
man.
brother.
Thank you. It means so much for you guys. Not to count it robbery to take a little
Yeah.
hour or so out of your normal lunch time, and feel free to tell us if you're having lunch. Let us know what you're having, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. We might need some ideas for dinner.
Yeah. I haven't had any I'm having well, I shouldn't put this on the screen because they didn't pay us yet. So
Pepsi. No, cut the check, Pepsi. Put it on this. Put it directly in the camera.
yeah. We could work together.
Absolutely,
So
man.
how was
But
your
yeah,
weekend,
so
man? Where were you this past
let's
weekend?
see. Yeah,
What you had going
let
on?
me go back a moment. I think if I'm going back, I got to go back to let's see, last Thursday. The chairman of the board and the executives were in Indian Trail, North Carolina. That's where I
Mm,
saw Mr. Milton Crow,
okay.
who yeah, who commented a little while ago. So we were in Indian Trail, which was cool because we were close by. It's always
We're
good
close
when
to
you can
home.
drive to the gig and not have to ride the van, even though
Yeah.
riding the van is a lot of fun, right, kid? A lot
Yeah.
of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of music, but it's always cool when you can play closer to where you live and you get to see more people that uh,
Mm,
like that. So, and that was Thursday. Friday, we were supposed to head up to Emerald Isle to play there on Saturday. I think we were scheduled to play it Saturday on Noon. Beach Music
mm-hmm.
Festival was out in Emerald Isle, but due to those
Weather.
tropical storms,
Yeah.
they canceled. They canceled. I think maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was
Mm,
supposed to have my son with me. He was going to take the road trip with the guys and everything Friday over into Saturday, but we just chilled, man. I took him to the park,
okay.
let him ride his bike. I walked the trail. We did a little picnic by the Catawba River out there at Riverwalk,
Mm-hmm.
the Riverwalk Park.
Yeah.
Did that on Saturday. Then I was at Mount Dewell Baptist Church on Sunday. Shout out to the lovely folks at Mount Dewell who always take such good care of me. I've been there about 20 years. Come to think, I was calculating it the other day, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was there on Sunday and hit the reset button yesterday, and here we are.
Here we are, man. Good. Y'all
What about
on the
yourself?
road warriors out here.
Yeah, I saw you had some swanky pictures from over the weekend.
Yeah, another double duty weekend, man. It's that time of year, of course. So Friday,
Uh-huh.
we had a wedding in Jefferson, North Carolina, up in the mountains, and then
Okay.
Saturday it was a little bit closer to home, but it was still kind of up towards
Hmm.
Hickory, North Carolina. And it
Okay.
was real
Okay.
nice, man. It was a place called the Providence Cotton Mill. Shout out to them. It was real nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we
Very
did have a
nice.
third one. It wasn't me, obviously, but I had a DJ booked in Wilmington on
Okay.
Saturday, and
Okay.
we because of the weather, it was going to be on the beach, and then they brought it
Hmm.
inside, and it was going to be back outside. So it was a whole big
Uh-huh.
thing with that. But shout out to Juju Lee Events. They worked it all
Yeah.
out there and
Juju Lee events. Uh-huh.
made sure everything got taken care of. So we
Yeah.
working, man. We
Thank you.
working.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we work. And real quick before we proceed, the
Yes.
ladies at Juju Lee Events do have their podcast, Women, Worth,
Yeah.
and Weddings. You go over to
Yes.
YouTube, check it out. It's under Juju Lee Events. And I
Yeah.
was a guest. I was a guest over there, ladies and gentlemen. Amel was the first guest of Women, Worth,
Yeah.
and Wedding.
Women
I'm
worth and
always
weddings.
pioneering something, so it's not
Yeah.
even odd.
Yeah. It was a good show.
Oh,
It was a
Mickey,
good
what's
show.
up? She was at the Garden Cafe. She was taking pictures at the Garden Cafe a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
With the chairman of the board, did the fish fry seafood or shrimp boil over there at the Garden Cafe, York, South
Yeah.
Carolina. Shout out to all the lovely folks over there, man. We had a blast. We looking forward to
Nice.
next year. Let's run it back, Mickey.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey
Hey,
man,
Mickey.
I gotta tell you about our guest this week, brother.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
this
about it.
is I've been following her for a little while, and then we became Facebook acquaintances.
Yeah, yeah.
She started a podcast called The Six Figure DJ, and
Hmm.
I was looking for guests, and I said, "Well, I'm not quite a six figure DJ yet, but I
Yeah.
love to be on the show." So we got to
Hmm.
talking, and I
Nice.
was fortunate to be on her show, and then I started connecting with her, and otherwise, I said, "You got to do our show at some point too." But she's awesome. There's some other things. Drew Schultz, what's happening, man?
Oh, Drew is here, former
Yeah,
guest. What's up, Drew? Drew's album is out, ladies and gentlemen, volume 2. All right.
yeah. Sorry.
We all kind of
And then
interjections.
I'm gonna let her
That's
I'm
cool.
gonna tell her another story that where she was able to help my business tremendously a few
Uh,
weeks ago that she don't know about yet. But she
oh,
is
okay.
a DJ, a podcast host, a
Hmm.
speaker, a business coach. She does all these things, and it's early in the morning where she's at because she's joining us from
The
California.
West Coast.
So let's
Yeah.
welcome, put the ones in the chat, put the hands
Yeah.
up
Put
for
the ones.
Michelle Miller,
Make some
everyone.
noise at home, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So as DJ Famous was telling his story, I was trying to figure out yesterday when he tagged you in the post as far as being a guest today. We figured it out in the green room. I remember I commented. I'm like, oh, I'm already following you. But come to find out, it was through something DJ Famous had shared, and he had been on your podcast before. So we were able to
Yes.
connect all the dots. So
Yeah,
it's awesome. Thank you for joining us. And even though it's early in the morning, we understand how that could be. So thank you for being here.
Mm. Thank you.
yeah. Thanks, Michelle. So we like to always start out with opening up about where you're from and a little bit about your childhood growing up out there. So tell us
Okay,
where you're
so
from.
so I'm from Northern California, Humboldt County, and we are famous for cannabis and reggae music
Uh-huh.
and the
Okay.
ancient redwood trees. And we have a festival called Reggae on the River, and the Jamaicans love it here. So,
Hmm.
for various reasons. So, growing up, I was blessed with reggae concerts at a very young age. When I was maybe 8, I was on stage with Rita Marley, Bob Marley's wife.
Wow.
Mhm.
How'd you pull that
And
off?
yeah, so it all started there, really. And I did leave for about 10 years and went down to the Bay Area, San Francisco area. And that's where I discovered the reggae clubs.
Mhm.
And that
Uh-huh.
changed my life. And, in high school, I wanted to be a DJ, and it just never really happened until the time was right, which was about 14 years ago. I had moved back to the woods, back to Northern California, to a
Mhm.
tiny town called Garberville, where we have maybe 1,000 people. And
Wow.
I started DJing, and it just grew organically. People started to want to hire me, and I just had already made a lot of connections because I was supporting reggae events, music events,
Mhm.
um, since I was 20 years old or even younger, but
Yeah.
started to make a lot of connections. And I got to open up for artists like Shaggy, Stephen
Wow.
Marley,
Mhm.
E40, and it just
Hey,
grown
E40.
and grown and
Yep.
grown. And
Nope.
now here I am. I've written a
Yeah.
book. I
Oh,
speak on stage in Las Vegas at Mobile Entertainment Expo,
wow.
and I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of my growth, I give credit to hiring a business coach in
Hmm.
2016. She really changed my life. And then starting to podcast and connect with DJs outside of my tiny town because
Yeah.
a little reggae
Yeah.
bubble. And then I
Yeah.
burst it. And I
Hmm.
started making friends with DJs around the world, and I really learned a lot. And I continue to just make more friends and connect and
Mhm.
share my
Yeah.
experience and what I've learned.
Yeah. I want to go back. You said when you were 8 years old, you got a chance to get on stage with Rita Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you pull that off? Were you just like at a festival and and did they invite people on stage? I know sometimes with our show there's moments in the show where we'll invite people up on stage. But how did that happen for you to be
So
end up on
the venue,
stage?
yeah, the venue is an all age venue. Fortunately, my whole life, when I was a kid, I lived where there were all age venues. So it
Uh-huh.
was almost tradition that they would pull the kids up on the stage. There were a lot of kids on stage.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
Judy Mowatt, I had her autograph on a dollar bill because she was part of Bob's Three Little Birds. Judy
Yeah.
Mowatt, Rita Marley, and I'm forgetting
Yeah.
the third one, Marcia
Yeah.
Griffith. But
Yeah.
so it just was normal for kids, and
Hmm.
now my children have been pulled up on stage with the artists.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like with like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to speak to real quick while my band leader Ken Knox is in the comments because we do have moments in our show. I'm digressing, y'all forgive me, but just something that to think about. Where we invite the audience to come up, whether they're doing the funky chicken or doing the swim, and sometimes there's little girls or little boys, and he'll urge them to come up and to see you talk about when you were 8 years old. It kind of shows that those moments really matter when
Hmm.
you invite, even a youngster. It doesn't have to be an adult, but especially a youngster, when you let them come up on stage and kind of be a part of the show, you're showing that proof of that sticks with them.
Yeah,
That's
for sure. I
amazing.
mean, moments like that you don't forget, and it takes some confidence to go on a stage and that
Absolutely.
I know that I'd
Yeah.
be on stages
Yeah.
as a career. I
Yeah.
never saw it as a career. I just loved music. It just
Right.
grew
Yeah.
into one.
Yeah, and it could help plant that seed, or help. Maybe the seed is already there, but it could help water it a little bit, being that you
Yeah,
ended up, like you said, being on stages yourself. So it definitely plays a important role, giving a child an opportunity to have the courage to get up on stage and be a part of the show.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, how were you listening to reggae? Were your parents listening to reggae, or some other family members, or?
No, it wasn't necessarily my family. My mom was a deadhead, so there was that. But
Okay, Grateful
it was
Dead, you mean?
Hmm.
a community
Grateful Dead.
thing
Okay.
because we had reggae on the river that started in the early 90s. And
Hmm.
so my friends, it would be probably more my friends, because my mom didn't go out to the concerts. We were sneaking out. We were, I'm going to go spend the night at so and so's house.
Ah,
And we'd sneak over
they
to the
had the
concert.
reggae.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's
And so
awesome.
so it became I guess it became a favorite of yours, though, a favorite genre of
Oh,
music over
yeah.
time.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. So
Gotta love
what
some
else were
good
you
reggae.
into growing up? When you said that you didn't start DJing until much later, but what other things aside from music interested you as you were, a young teenager?
Yeah. Well, basketball was my life for a long time. I was
Okay.
into sports, volleyball, basketball. I was the top shotter, the team
Yeah.
Hey,
captain, the point guard.
that reggae rubbed off on her.
Yeah.
I had my star years, but I moved to a bigger city freshman
Mhm.
year, and they benched me. And
Mm.
Wow.
at that point, I started working because I was driving, so I had a lot of jobs. I had a lot of jobs from young when I was really young. My first job, I was a maid at age 12.
Hmm.
Making $4.25 an hour because I needed to make money to pay for my sports. And
Mm.
my mom
Okay.
had 6 kids. We didn't have a lot of money at all. So my
Yeah.
older sisters were working at the motel, so I started working. And
Hmm.
so,
Yeah.
I was into sports. I was working. I was hustling young. I was into music, festivals. Um, let's see. Uh,
Just
Clubbing.
well
It was
rounded. Yeah.
clubbing. But I went
Yeah.
to junior college for 5 years after graduating high school early, and I
Hmm.
was reggae clubbing every night. I had a full-time job. I'd go to junior college at night, and then I would start reggae clubbing all over San Francisco, Oakland,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
that's really how it started, I guess. But I realized after 5 years of junior college that music was where my heart was. So I got into San Francisco State for radio audio production,
Mhm.
Okay.
and that lasted a year. And I dropped out and fell in love and moved back to the woods
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
started a family and started a clothing line. I always had all these
A
ideas for
clothing
shirts,
line too. Okay.
printing I Heart Reggae on
Mhm.
clothes, and selling them at the concerts.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, the hustler spirit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, when did you know like you wanted to DJ though? What age when you're like, you know what, this is something I wanna go after?
Yeah, it was high school because my
High
neighbor gave
school.
me some Gemini turntables, and my dad had records, so I was always playing records as a child.
Mhm.
And my first vinyl I bought was AC/DC Back in Black, and then all the
Okay.
Madonna records after that. And I used to
Mm-hmm.
go thrifting and have my dad take me to Haight Street and go to Amoeba Records in San Francisco and shop the clearance. And you can,
Mhm.
so I knew
Yeah.
early on, but it just, I think because I was intimidated by the technology and how like
Mhm.
heavy everything was, and you would need an amp and speakers
Yeah.
and a mixer. And like, I was just, I think, intimidated by all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I
Wow.
think I
And
had
you
those
started.
same. I think I had those same Gemini's because I might be a few years older than you. I think, but those I still remember those. It was like XL BD10s or something like that. These Gemini
Mhm.
turntables. Those were my first turntables as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I assume this is before, obviously, before things were in such a digital format where you had
Yeah.
to go buy records and load up crates, and if you
Mm-hmm.
got a gig, you got to load in crates as well as your equipment that you're gonna use.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Yeah,
hard,
So
man.
when things went
hard work.
digital, that's when I started really building a music library of
Mm-hmm.
a lot of dance hall, reggae, hip hop, little bit of EDM. I did travel over to Europe before I went to San Francisco State. I spent 10 weeks in Europe, and I went to Ibiza, and
Mm.
I
Okay.
lost my feet dancing at Club Pacha. So I really loved all the
Uh-huh.
music on the radio over there. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean, I was exposed to a lot of music, meaning like seeing Run DMC and Black Eyed Peas and Common and
Mhm.
Beanie
Yeah,
Man
you
in
come.
high school at my all age,
Wow.
theater. So I
Yeah,
was really lucky to be exposed to a lot of music.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure that helps you as you're doing your gigs or you're reading the crowd. It's an innate ability that DJs seem to have. I've seen DJ Famous do this, so
Yeah.
even though I'm not a DJ, I'm just gonna take on the perspective of what
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
play one on TV. But now you so
We
so
have a
you can
question
read.
first from
Go ahead, go ahead,
Ashley. Yeah,
go ahead.
Ashley
Yeah,
says your story sounds fabulous. Have you been to Jamaica? I'm wanting to take my son. Love the music.
girl, I've been to Jamaica 3 times. My first
Nice.
time, I was 18. And I thought, I really wanted to take my mom, but I went with 2 guy friends thinking that was the safer way because everyone gives you warnings about Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear the stories.
Um, I was robbed at knife point with my friend
Really?
trying to
Wow.
buy 45 records in Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Mm,
Um, and the story's in my book, which is on Amazon, How to Start a DJ
okay.
Business.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna
But
get into that.
I went back again, and I went to the big street party, Pasa Pasa in Kingston, Jamaica, and Tivoli
Okay.
Gardens and Ghetto. I ended up in the video
Oh,
that
really?
I bought on eBay when I came home because the video light was on us all night.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I went a third time on Damian Marley's Welcome to Jamrock Cruise year 1 in 2014, and I brought my 8-year-old daughter at the time. And that cruise is the best thing in the world. There's reggae everywhere, all of the halls, the bathrooms. You're at the buffet eating with the artists. They do
Wow.
stop in Jamaica, so
Uh-huh.
I recommend going. You got to be real smart though.
Careful.
So a lot of people say
Yeah.
stay in the tourist area. Or go find someone that you trust that has
Mhm.
To
experience.
navigate. Yeah, to
Yeah.
navigate, right? And that's
Yeah.
basically anywhere, like even in if you're going even to the city, New York City, and you're not used to the navigation, please link up with somebody who's from the
Yes.
area or somebody who has been there to kind of help
Well,
you. You know what I mean?
speaking of, he came in right on time. Juan Velasquez. Speaking of New York,
Speaking of the
yeah,
reggae cruise
he just came
and
in
New
late.
York, see how he tied
He
his
just
timing
comes
in?
in. He said, "Find the
Oh,
one and only to navigate."
yeah,
So he
ladies.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, my former co-host of That's My Story is joining us, and she's gonna be on here with us soon. Miss Shelley Clark White is
Yeah.
here from the
Hey, Miss
legendary
Shelley.
Honeycomb, ladies and gentlemen. She's a triple threat. She's an actress, dancer, and a singer, and she's the wife of legendary bassist of Earth, Wind, and Fire and co-founder Mr. Verdine White. Shelley Clark is here
Hello.
with us
Thanks for
today.
joining us. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Michelle, I
So
went to Jamaica in '02, but I guess it doesn't count because I was just at a resort in Montego Bay and we never left the resort. So I don't even count that as going to Jamaica, right? That don't count?
Oh, it counts. You made it in and out of Jamaica.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Want to make it back home safely.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not afraid. I'm not afraid of third world countries. I would have been a little afraid to go by myself. Yeah, but
Absolutely.
I try not to live in fear. I'm fortunate that I don't live in fear.
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
that
Ashley was just Ashley again said she was thinking about booking Montego Bay, wondering if it was safe and if it would with her son. He's 12, almost 13 years old.
yeah. Yeah. And Juan could probably help you out, Ashley, as well. Juan
Mm-hmm.
is in the chat. He's a vacation planner.
Yes.
Not just cruises, but hey, Juan, drop your info if Ashley would like to
He already
follow
put
up.
in the comments. Ashley
Oh,
called me.
okay.
So Juan's
Yeah,
working.
Shelly, go hard, go home. So that point I was making, I know we went on a huge tangent, but you absorbing so much music is definitely helpful being a DJ, right? You can read a
Yeah.
crowd and kind of sense what may be needed within a given moment. And the fact that you have, such a vast assortment of things to pull from,
Mm-hmm.
genres, I'm sure that's very helpful,
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and where I live, we just get such a variety of music. There's often you might get like a country rap wedding's pretty common here, or
Yeah.
a reggae hip hop's pretty common. So
Mhm.
we get it all, and I'm not afraid to take on an event that is maybe out a little outside of my comfort zone because I
Mhm.
found this niche that like no one in my community was really playing pop music, and I had children and they
Mm.
wanted to come to the events, and most of my
Yeah.
events not all ages. And so I started throwing community dance parties to raise money for my daughter's school, and it was such a
Okay.
big. And then that expanded into playing the schools and playing the community events, playing the pumpkin patch event, playing the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Easter egg hunt, playing the 3-day biker rally where I was
Yeah.
the resident DJ, like playing
Wow.
rock music, playing Reggae on the River festival. So,
Wow.
I was just, and then that went into private events. They're like, I want to hire you for my 10-year-old birthday or my 40-year-old,
Right.
40th birthday party, disco party. And I just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just being open-minded and having such a vast variety of music.
Yeah,
Yeah. From
absolutely.
what you
And
said,
I
just like Midas said, just being well
mhm.
rounded. I'll tell a quick story about how you helped
Sure.
me and you didn't even know about it.
Yeah,
But
tell us.
I haven't been in like on a reggae music kind of scene for I've been out of New York for 20 years now, so being in South Carolina for the last 20 years haven't really been in tune with newer reggae music. I can
Mhm.
get you some Sean Paul in a minute, right? But just the
Yeah,
newer
yeah.
stuff. And I did a wedding a few weekends ago and it was here in South Carolina, but the couple was from San Diego. And about a week two, we had a talk, and they mentioned in our conversation, that they wanted, some reggae. They gave me the typical wedding stuff, but they're like, yeah, we're
Mhm.
from San Diego and we're really into reggae as well. And I was like, uh-oh. I said, wait a minute, this is cool. And, we had Aaron Trailer on the show here a few
Yeah,
weeks
we
ago.
did.
So, with Crate Hackers, and Michelle is one of the curators of Crate Hackers. And I already knew, she's on Crate Hackers. She's into
Mhm.
reggae. I pulled up my Crate Hackers app, typed in
Oh,
Michelle Miller. I got the reggae crates, and
and you already
I
had a list there, huh?
already had some good, because I wouldn't have
Wow.
known where to start. And she
Right.
bailed me out.
Wow. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm curious because I'm kind of making a guess that that client wanted more of what we call the Cali roots reggae.
Okay.
They also liked ska, and I had a little bit of ska already, and I'll have to pull it up, and I'll tell you offline which one it was that I went to. The ones for
Nice.
that wedding that worked for them for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And
from San
this
Diego.
this will be a proper time to tell our audience about Crate Hackers, right? If they would like to check it out, if they would like to join.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely have some DJs with us all the time. So, Crate Hackers, I'll have to let Michelle Miller talk about Crate Hackers.
Tell us about Crate Hackers
Yeah.
right fast, Michelle. I'm in the group over there too.
Crate Hackers to me is like the best online community of DJs, and it's a membership site where you sign up and you become part of this community, and we curate crates for any type of event. So if they're in mixable order by BPM and key. We use some really techie AI tools to measure the popularity and the danceability and the energy of the song. So everything's really custom curated with all the tools that we have access to that you may not know about. And one of my favorite features is the Spotify import feature. It's actually a software. So
Wow.
I have my clients give me a Spotify list, and I'm able to bring that into the software, and it will pull all the songs that I already own. And then it will show me 50 ways to get the song if I don't have it. It connects to some of the record pools. We are not a record pool. I mean, there's just a few, that's just a little bit of it, but it's really helped me to become a better DJ, curate better playlists,
Awesome.
and be able to take on even more events.
Right.
There's genres that like drum and bass is just not, that's like a random one, but there's, we have for drum and bass, dembow, and into these different international genres that aren't really known. So it's just, and for me, it's really community.
Yeah. So it basically it can categorize your music by genre, or like you said, whether it be drum and bass, whatever type, or subgenre, whatever. I don't know, if I'm using the right terminology, but whatever you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a DJ and you feel like you need some little assistance, check out Crate Hackers. And I approve this message.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go back to so it was about 14 years ago when you started DJing. At one point in that, did you realize that this was going to be a business for you?
Yeah, it wasn't probably until 6-7 years into it. I mean, in 2016, when I hired the business coach, I was lost, and I was like, this boss mama needs somebody to boss her around, because I was wearing hats. DJ Rundown was run down. I don't want to be run down. I was juggling 2 kids. I had a store. Brick and mortar store. I was doing my own clothing line, every aspect of that clothing line. And I was DJing, and that was growing. And I'm trying to keep up with reggae music, which is a full-time job. And so I just needed help. So someone referred me to this woman, and I hired her, and it changed my life. And she really was like, what do you want? What do you want, Michelle? What do you want? What lights you up? What brings you joy? And I was getting really burnt out of the clothing. I'd been doing it for a long time. Our economy was crashing after the legalization of cannabis. And my town was becoming a ghost town. It is becoming a serious ghost town now. I now moved to the city an hour north. But my coach was like, every time you talk about DJing, you just light up. And so we started coming up with a plan to build a brand. She helped me build a website. I got more active on all the social medias. I built a low-cost team. I outsourced interns that were working for school credit. I had a virtual assistant. I started interviewing. I started what I called at the time an online show. And my first interview was with DJ Dana, and it was live on Facebook. And I never knew about DJ conferences. I never knew about Mobile Beat magazine, which was still active at the time. I never knew about the conference, which had been going for 20 years. I didn't know you could go DJ on a cruise ship, like part-time, like all these things I had no idea about. So I started interviewing people to, build my network, and in hopes of wanting to do business coaching for other DJs. And so it was at that time, really, I guess in 2016, that I said, I'm going to go all in. And after putting in all that work, I started making really good money, and I realized I can make more money in one day doing a wedding than I am profiting sitting in this store for a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
ran with it, and I got
Yeah.
rid of my store, and I
Wow.
ran with it, and it's just one opportunity leads to another opportunity. The more you put yourself out there,
Mm-hmm.
the more you're going to grow as a
Mhm.
person. The more
Yeah.
work I put in on my personal growth and development,
Uh-huh.
like finding my voice. We were talking about that,
Right.
Travis, earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Back to MCing?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to talk about that. First off, just when you said on a cruise ship, Juan says Virgin Voyages would love to have you.
Yeah,
So
Ooh,
Juan
you gonna
they already.
recruit
Juan
me
does
here?
some booking.
Yes.
He's
I
starting
need
to
to
get
go
it
island
booking.
hopping because I need to buy my resort center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about that, thank you for bringing that up. Finding your voice. What was that process like for you in like trial and error to get to where you are now with it?
Yeah, well, I'm still doing it, but it's kind of cool when you get feedback from people that have watched your journey or seen you
Hmm.
DJ for so
Oh
long
yeah.
and they're hearing me on the mic now. But it really started with doing the interviewing and video
Mm-hmm.
interviewing. I
Hmm.
remember the first series I did, it actually wasn't with DJs, it was with coaches. And I got sick so many times, and I
Really?
got like Noke on my face, and like all these things were happening to my body because I was like
From
freaking
nerves?
out inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My nerves, and
Mm-hmm.
so it just was like keep putting myself out there, and then I got the opportunity to MC at Reggae on the River at the big festival and
Mm.
introduce the opening acts, and they wanted to
Oh,
have
nice.
more females, and I said okay, I'll do it, and it was
Mm-hmm.
really frightening, and um, gosh, and then somehow I landed the gig at Mobile Beat Mobile Beat. It was called back then. It was Mobile Beat
Mobile beat,
to
okay.
be a speaker,
Mhm.
and then COVID hit, and so it went virtual, and then
Right.
it
Yeah.
sold to someone else and became Mobile Entertainment Expo. And I reached out to
Mm-hmm.
the new owner and I said, "Hey, I was booked to speak and DJ at the last one. I'd love to get
Mm-hmm.
involved." Um, and he said, "Okay, how about you do everything? How about you host the opening party,
Yeah.
the DJ takeover, and how about you speak, and how about you DJ?" And I'm like, "I've never been
Wow.
ever."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
Three
"Sure." Like,
checks.
how do you say no to an opportunity like that? So I was forced, not forced. That's
Yeah.
dramatic.
But
The universe
but
put me
you
there. Just say
Yeah.
that.
yeah, and you probably were a godsend, really, if they asking you to do all three things, they had no one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
There are plenty of
you
people that
probably
probably
you
would
were
have liked to have done those things, but
Yeah.
I was gifted the opportunity to
Yeah.
do it, and so I pushed myself through all the fear. I meditated on it
There you
for
go.
years, like just like before the first one, and
Mhm.
year one, it was frightening. Last year, I felt like I was a lot more comfortable and really got into the
Yeah.
role more because I'm like, wow, I'm not supposed to be like the hype girl, like, whew, I really
Right.
gotta like, I call it flipping the Beyonce switch.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you're not feeling it, like something
Yeah.
happens in life, and you
Right.
have a gig and you gotta go do it. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta flip
That
that switch and get into that energy.
yeah. And it seems like all of those things culminated into you finding your confidence and
Yeah.
whatever else you needed to pull from, to just to I guess to deliver on the mic. It's not always a easy thing for some. It's not a comfortable thing
Right.
for some, but to be able to do it still is still admirable, because it does take some guts and take some courage to be on the microphone, to be the only voice that's being heard amongst this room full of people. you
Right.
know yeah.
Yeah, and something that made me feel more and more comfortable, like I said, year one went virtual because of COVID. That was 2020. Um,
Mhm.
Coming to it live in Las Vegas, I had already been interviewing people and making connections online. Like during COVID, I didn't just sit and do nothing. I mean, I was homeschooling
Awesome.
my two children, and I was
Yeah, talk
podcasting,
about
and
it.
I grew a team of 12 interns across the nation. And I took the online video show to a real podcast. I mean, I did stuff. I've coached women. Like I did things. So when I landed in Vegas, I knew people, so I felt more comfortable. Then coming back last year after being a part of Crate Hackers, like I knew more people, and so really, community is everything to me. Relationships.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely.
It is.
I
We
do
got
have
a
another question from one of our
former
Facebook
guests.
watchers.
That's Drew. Drew
that's
Schultz,
Drew.
former
Okay.
guest.
Okay, yeah, that's Drew Schultz. I've considered hiring some admin help for my private teaching practice. When you hired the assistants, did you have a set budget to use for hiring help? Let me bring it back up again. Did you have a set budget, or did you work that into the charge for your events and hire them on a per event basis?
Interesting. Good question.
Assistants for private teaching practice, admin help. Okay, so my business coach was sharing all the hacks that they were learning, and one of them was virtual assistants from the Philippines. It's very affordable, and to them, it's a living wage. So $5 an hour is a living wage for them. So that was one hack. The other one was, at the time, it was called internships.com. You're going to want to remember this. It now takes you to another site called, I think, Career Match. Okay, so you sign up as an employer, and it will take you another site, but that will get you there. You sign up as an employer, and you put your job listings: virtual assistant wanted, social media manager wanted, and you can check unpaid or paid. But that was the hack. And during COVID, everybody was looking for online
everything.
They were getting school credit, so it was a win-win. And I, at one point, sourced the most amazing virtual assistant, and she was an intern. And then I hired her afterwards, and she was like a clone of me, but better. She could write copy in my voice, but better. And she could do everything. Even if she didn't know how to do it, she would learn how to do it. And I mean, that was one way. So I was mostly getting it for almost free.
So
now I think things are a little different, because I still have some listings on there. I still do have an intern that helps me with editing my podcast. But you can look to the colleges maybe for internships too, local colleges. Or, I with the virtual assistant, at one point they had like a 10-hour minimum a month, and it was maybe $5 or, it just was really affordable. So you can think about your own budget if you want to have somebody, working with you on the regular, or there's plenty of sites like Fiverr.com for one-off jobs. Like if you need some design.
That's a great tip. And I just love how, and Drew, he teaches music, and you DJ, and it really doesn't matter what the industry is. All of these lessons, like you said at the start of the show, these things that we've learned while doing this show, it just transfers to whatever your business, whatever your idea is. And I just
absolutely,
because I'm going to that website ASAP.
You typed it in the comments. And before we proceed, DJ Famous, let's hit the horn for DJ Run That for having AI before AI.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's cool.
So there's no excuse. If you want to do something, you can do it. Be resourceful. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And the thing is, I'm not a perfectionist, and I'm not a control freak either. So and I don't really care too much about what people think of me. The only thing that matters is how I feel about myself. So
talk to them.
That's my personality. So I'm not held back by myself.
Right. Absolutely. No, that's good advice, for especially someone needing a little help, and you want to get your, like you said, get yourself out there, want to extend your reach. Hey, and it was a hack. Thank you for sharing that.
For sure.
You didn't have to share that.
I've learned that too. Like what you said about not being a perfectionist. I think that's something that I struggled with. Like I wanted everything to look and sound perfect from the jump. And if it didn't, I didn't want to do it, versus just get it out there. just get it out there and then mold it along the way, and it'll get better and you'll get more comfortable with it. But it's taken me so long to do certain things because I didn't have it perfect yet, and I didn't want to show it at all if it wasn't perfect, and that's just not always the way to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
So
that's
tell us
great.
about the book.
The
Okay.
book.
So the book was, my business coach was sharing all these strategies to build passive income, create a digital course, bring your business online business is where it's at. And so I started writing a digital course and went to her house and filmed it. And it was frightening. That was still when I was just, learning how to be on camera. And, you watch yourself and you're like, wow, I make really weird facial expressions. I sound weird. I look weird. And you're like your worst critic.
Yeah.
And so I had to
Absolutely.
get through all of that. And I had created and filmed this course and was trying to sell it online. And she was then offering this extra program, write your own book, write and publish your own book. And it was this 8-week program. And I was very interested in it. And she's like, Michelle, you already have your book. Your digital course is like pretty much your book. And so I went home and I wrote another, 8,000 words, and I shared my story. So my book is called How to Start a DJ Business. And the first half is really my journey. And the second half is a very introductory level, like how to start a DJ business and what I did. And it's on Amazon, and I self-published it. I wrote it and self-published it in 8 weeks. And it was very easy through Amazon, KDP. Anybody can write a book. They don't charge you to publish it. Once someone orders it, they take a percentage and they ship it out for you and they print it. So it was a big move, a big brand deal.
Yeah. What's that through again, Michelle? I'm sorry. What you said your book was published through?
Through Amazon, but it's called KDP. I don't know what it stands for. So it's like if you just search probably Amazon, publish a book, it would take you to the KDP. And I'm still getting royalties, things, it still sells. And I actually hit bestseller, which was really surprising to me. But, I had a lot of support because I was in a business mastermind with my coach. And so we were all publishing books. And, but I really want to write my second one. There's so much has happened since then. That was 2019, I believe January 2019 or 2018 that I published it. And I've had so much growth and opportunities. And I think that's how I ended up getting involved with the DJ conferences was they're like, oh, she wrote a book. She could probably speak on stage if she has,
right.
And I always
just
joke
assume,
that I'm
right?
learning how to speak English.
Yeah, they just assume. Hey, she wrote a book. She definitely can speak.
She must have something to say. Yeah,
something to say. That's what it boils down to, having something to say. And the reason I doubled back to ask you that is because my mom is in the process of writing a book currently. And we're trying to see what the next steps is going to be, for her publishing and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan
Honestly,
is already thinking about his book, How to Sell Cruise Ships 101.
Yeah. Exactly. So I didn't even have an editor. Next time I'd like to have an editor. It was like I had set a publishing date for January 4th, and I needed to put it out by like New Year's Eve for them to publish it and approve it and all of that. And I was the only one working through the holidays. I was in New York visiting the family. My whole support team was not working. So I had to find an editor on Fiverr.com to proofread it. And I think I paid $8 for somebody to proofread it from like India or something. I don't even know. It was just whoever could help me. I've read the book twice and I haven't seen any errors. So I mean,
awesome.
There's help out there.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. And we have to use these tools that, especially now with AI and just all these tools that are out there. I'll tell you quickly, one day last week I got the urge to do a promo video for one of the tools that I use, Vibo, and I was just going to make my own Vibo video instead of the stock ones that they give us. And I was there all day trying to do this thing, and I'm okay at like video editing and stuff, but I'm on this thing all day long trying to figure it out and get this video the way I want it to be. And then I just said, you know what? this is just not going to work this way. I went on
Mm-hmm.
Fiverr and paid somebody $23, and I just got the video this morning, and it looks great for $23. And I spent all day doing it, and I got nowhere.
Our
Time.
time is our only non-renewable resource,
Yeah, it's
and
more valuable than money.
value my time with 2 children and all my everything that I love doing and all my passion projects and work and so resource what doesn't bring you joy. Outsource that. I mean, not resource. Be resourceful.
Yeah. Outsource. There you go. The key word is source.
Yeah, that.
The key word is source. Yeah.
Right.
Nah, that makes sense. Totally.
Yeah, and
Totally.
Michelle, I also want to have a minute to talk about your podcast, the Six Figure DJ, and how that started for you, and how it's coming along.
Yeah, so I've been experimenting with different podcasting and online shows and interviewing for years now, and I just really enjoy connecting with other people. So the Six Figure DJ podcast is the latest one. Season 2 is dropping soon.
Oh,
and this one I've been a little more casual.
Yeah.
Because
Travis,
Go ahead. Because I can. And so this one was my business coach said, what is your one thing? She's like, you gotta just pick your one thing. What is the one thing that you want to make happen this year for you? And mine was, I want to hit 6 figures. Our mastermind was called the 6 Figures Club. So I was like, okay, I want to hit 6 figures, and how I'm going to do that is with DJing and mostly weddings. And so that was a goal for a long time. And it finally happened. And then I spoke about it in Las Vegas. That was my topic, something about how to hit 6 figures in your DJ business. And I wanted to do some market research. I wanted to find other DJs who had hit 6 figures in sales and see what they felt really helped them achieve that. And I knew what had happened. What had helped me was being really clear on my goal, having the support of a business coach, being surrounded by other like-minded entrepreneurs, and valuing my worth, outsourcing and building a team, building a brand, all these things, focusing on relationships with other vendors, all these things, to me, was what I felt helped me do that. And I'm continuing to do that. I'm on track. I'm real close right now to another 100K in sales this year. So
it's gonna happen. We're gonna will it to happen, and we're gonna just believe that as you're on the air with us, that you're gonna hit your goal. And DJ Fame is gonna skip over the flyer like Travis Bizel wasn't on it.
I was on there. That's me.
Travis Bizel, and that's where I came across DJ Run That, ladies and gentlemen, through DJ Famous. Like I aforementioned yesterday when he tagged you, I was like, I'm already following her. Now it all came back and made sense, Yeah, definitely.
It was a pleasure for me to be on that show, and we had a good time. We had a good talk for sure. Yeah. So
it's on Spotify, and I think it's on. If you just search the 6 Figure DJ, DJ Run,
you'll find it.
Spotify, it's on there, and the season 2 is dropping real soon. Yeah, we had some heavy hitters on that first season.
I know. I saw my name on there, and I'm like, I don't know me, but I know all these.
That's
other
the heavy hitter. It's the heavy hitter right there. This guy is a definition of modest.
Pleasure for my name to be next to like Big Earn. I was like, yo. That's good right there.
That's where it should be. Your name is exactly where it's supposed to be.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's great, man.
Michelle, we do have obviously other entrepreneurs and business owners in and outside of entertainment. What kind of advice would you give someone wanting to, either follow your path or just they have an idea about their own business that they want to start up?
Mm-hmm. Well, I really think it's important to have a clear vision of what you want and really stay connected to that vision. However, write it out, have it present, where you could see it every day, check in with it every day. But it's also, it's not a goal of like, okay, I want to hit 6 figures. It's a goal of like, well, how do I want to feel? And it's like,
Mm,
I want to feel really lit up and excited and energized. And like, I also want to feel financially safe. I have 2 children.
absolutely.
Like, that,
Yes. Yeah.
feeling financial stress is like some of the worst stress that you can feel. And
Ooh,
I've
talk about it.
so
Don't want to
really
feel it.
connecting to, how you want to feel and what you're doing, why do you want that? What's your why? I want to hit 6 figures. I want to have enough bookings always on the calendar where I feel confident that my bills are going to be paid, my family's going to be fed good, organic, clean food. Like,
Yes. That's a whole
so
nother topic there, boy.
clarity, and like, sometimes if you're not clear, you have to take action, because clarity comes from taking action. Because it's like, how do you know what you want if you haven't experienced it? You can think you want to do something. You gotta, entrepreneurship takes risks. You gotta like,
Yeah.
you gotta take those
Yeah.
risks and try it out and feel it out.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
learn.
Absolutely. And it's not all going to be peaches and cream, but there's going to be along with the ebbs or flows, some ups and downs, but you got to just stay the course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you
persistent.
about some downs in a moment, but first, Ashley says, you're adventurous and courageous, Michelle, to do all that you've accomplished. Much admiration to you and many blessings coming your
Oh,
way.
very
Thank
nice.
you,
Very
Ashley.
nice.
Nice. Now, on
Yeah.
that subject of ups and downs, can you think of anything? I know it's on the spot. Anything that you learned along the way in these last 14 years that you wish you would have already known, or something that you learned the hard way, and now you came out on top of it, of course.
Well, so this last year, I got divorced. I moved to a new city.
Mm,
I'm now an hour and a half away from my son.
mm,
My mother died.
Mm,
mm,
I hit 6 figures. I
mm,
found new love, incredible love. I am the healthiest I've ever been.
mm,
I So many areas of my life are just amazing. And something that I've learned through all of it was I've built more confidence that really I can do anything and I can get
uh,
through anything. And so
mm,
like, life will fucking knock you down or try,
mm.
but it's
It'll
up to
try.
you.
yeah.
But it's up
Yeah.
to you whether you're gonna let it. And it's okay
Mhm.
to get knocked down for a
Get
day or
back up.
two,
Dust
however
yourself
long
off.
you need. But it's really important to feel through all the feelings, not just the
Mhm.
highs, those lows, and don't hang on to them, but look at them. Because I've been getting hit with triggers left and right, trauma, this, that. I'm like, where is this coming from? I am
Mm,
so blessed. My life is so good, and I am so sad. And I don't want
mm,
to do anything. I don't have motivation. And I'd say that's
mm,
probably grief. Grief. And
mm.
grief comes in many forms. It's not just losing my mom. It's losing the
Uh-huh.
life I had, losing the business I had, losing the community I had, all of that. But like,
Mhm.
all in all, like, I think it just makes you stronger. I think with age, you get more beautiful and wise and funnier.
It's
so,
like wine.
so I'll just end it there. I don't know if I answered that
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
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 yeah. Nobody
absolutely.
drinks young wine.
That's right.
Wine for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I just word playing. Yeah, I'm
You
word
answered
playing.
that
But yeah, no, I
perfectly.
feel the same way as we go through life, and it's like, man, as you progress and you mature, get older, whatever you want to call it, it's like things start to make more sense. You're more secure in yourself, and just like, I'm really enjoying this version of myself. But it takes some of those ups and downs to arrive at this point,
Hmm.
you
Yes.
know to weigh things out, what really means something to you, what doesn't mean as much, things like that. So it's all a recipe of arriving at a certain point. It's all part of the plan, part of God's plan at the end of the day, what he has for us individually as well as collectively. We don't
Yeah.
get to choose. We don't get to choose.
Yeah,
We got to
that's right.
play the cards that we're dealt.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, there
true.
But
was a point where I was like, I wasn't working with a coach, and well, I was still friends with my coach. And I said to her, I don't really know what I want right now. I don't really have a goal. I'm just going to kind of see what happens. And that's when I got the Crate Hackers job. And that
mm,
was a big big, big opportunity. And
Yeah.
then, there was a lot of growth that happened, and I learned a lot there. And I'm no
Yeah.
longer curating crates for them at this time, but I'm still a part of the community, and that will be my
Very
family
nice.
forever. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just be brave, take those opportunities, keep doing things, just keep
Gotta
doing
do
things, just
it.
stay in
Gotta
action,
do
and you just see what happens. Now, okay, the one thing we didn't talk about that I do want to talk about if we still have a few
Yes.
more minutes is
Yes.
Sure.
the latest thing. So I hit a point, I moved to this bigger city, and I started playing all the clubs and venues and collaborating with the DJs, and seeing what this nightlife has, to offer here in this college town I'm at.
Mhm.
And it's cool, but I do not like staying up till 2 in the morning. I cannot
No
sleep.
way.
And so I hit a point where I said, I'm not going to take on any more of these. I'm not stepping out for less than $500. Like, the weekends are
Mhm.
for my son, and I don't want to be a burnt out mom on the weekends
Right.
for my
Right.
son.
Right. Yeah.
And so I, just raised my standards. And then I
Good.
got this opportunity to start doing DJ lessons for people with developmental disabilities, and through a local agency. And that has been so
Mm.
rewarding. And it's something I've been doing for a few months. And they're paying me $100 an hour to give DJ lessons in my living room.
Wow.
And one of my clients, she's in a wheelchair with one hand, and
Wow.
and she I got her mixing.
Yeah.
and
Wow.
I and I'm still trying to master beat mixing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the
We're all
right
works in progress, you know?
with the right songs, and trying to stay
Uh-huh.
within the BPMs and intros and outros. I could beat mix, but like, I'm all over the place. I love music. I'm all over the place when I DJ sometimes. But
Mhm.
but anyways, when I get her mixing and she's like, I did it, and I'm like, you did it. You're mixing. You're DJing. I want to cry every time.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Wow.
now I've got like
Mm.
5 clients coming through. I don't even, this is blowing up. I just asked them, I might need to add more staff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
That is
back
so
to that
great.
website.
yeah. But so you just never really know. I just
Yeah.
never really know what's gonna
Yeah,
fall
no,
into my
that's
lap. And I just
awesome.
trust the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so great. That is so great. I love that you're doing that. We spoke about it beforehand, and I have a daughter with developmental disabilities, and that could that would have been awesome for her,
Yeah.
especially at a younger age, to
Mhm.
Yeah.
get into something like that if that was an opportunity back then. But it's so great that you're doing that, and thank you for doing that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. That
And
sounds
like you said, it's
awesome.
rewarding for
That's
you when you can see that progress and just to see someone's face light up, when they've accomplished something.
that's the best part,
Yeah.
right? That's the best
Mm-hmm.
part. Like, the money and everything is cool, which we need, to maneuver and shake and bake and live
Hmm.
off of. But the fulfilling part is the intangible, the fulfillment that you get from, from whether entertaining an audience, or in your case, like, you're helping maybe someone with special needs learn the craft of DJing, and that money cannot replace. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good
I
for the
mean,
soul.
yeah. It's incredible. So
Yeah.
I'm just really
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah,
It
and I got to
sure is.
shout out Miss Wendy Smith Brunet, another honeycomb angel, joined us today. Shelly was here earlier. Wendy, I don't know if you were in here when Shelly was in here, but she was in here. And while I'm at it, shout out to Kathy, the third angel from the honeycomb, ladies and gentlemen. We
Yeah.
had some, we had a nice turnout today. I
For
appreciate
sure.
you
So
all for
Juan is
joining us.
watching Juan is in Houston traveling this weekend. He's at a bar in Houston called the Flying Saucer in downtown, and he says the whole bar is watching, and the
Hey,
bartender
you got us
said
on the big
Aw.
screen,
the
Juan.
bartender said
Aw.
Hey,
Michelle is humble and kicks ass.
yeah. What's
Thank
the name of
you.
the spot? What's the name of the
It's the
spot again? We're
Flying
gonna shout them
Saucer,
out.
the Flying Saucer in downtown
Hey,
Houston.
big shout out to the Flying Saucer down in
Yeah.
Houston. And
Yeah.
everything's bigger in Texas, so I know them tenders is falling all off the plate.
Yeah.
Wendy, you welcome. Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us. Wendy, you got to get on here soon too. You and Kathy, we're gonna line you guys up.
Yeah.
And
And
Shelly, we're gonna
another
line it up
comment.
for this season 2. We in the midst of right now.
Another comment
Aw.
from Juan. Truly inspirational message. You hit home. Your story is intentional, unbeknownst to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, feel
Yeah.
free to
Very
share
nice.
this. if you haven't shared it already, and if you got something from our broadcast today, share it to your timeline. It
Yeah.
costs you nothing.
Yeah.
Costs you nothing to share it to your timeline. It'll cost you nothing if you're over on YouTube to hit that subscribe or hit that like. And
Yes,
it'll also
please.
cost you nothing if you're over on Facebook and you join our No Shortcuts community. It's all free 99.
Yeah. Put someone's name in the comments so you can tag them because
Yeah.
you know someone that needed to hear this message from Michelle today. Michelle, if people want to follow you and be on the lookout for all things DJ Run That, how will they?
How will they
Instagram.
follow?
Instagram
Instagram's the
at
best
DJ
way?
Run That. That's the
Perfect.
best place.
Yes,
That one
yes.
hasn't been hacked yet. My Facebook got hacked years ago. I can't get into that.
They
sad
hacking
story.
over there on Facebook. Have you heard about our such and such and such program?
Yeah, seriously.
I'm
They're
like, yo,
listening.
y'all haven't come up with a new one yet. Y'all still running that same scam
Yeah.
Newton over there. Scam Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
let's
to
all
Linda
follow-
Linda
let's all-
Moneymaker joining us today.
Hey, thanks for joining.
She's
Thanks
got
for
the right
joining.
last name. She's got the right
Moneymaker.
last name.
Yeah,
We
that's
all
a good
trying to
last
make
name.
this money. You know?
That's a good name. Hey, we want to thank Michelle, DJ Run That, for joining us today. Like I said, it's early over there. She's in California, so we were glad she
Yeah.
was able to join us
Breakfast
for our
kicks.
lunch and her breakfast. We do appreciate It's been
buddy.
a great show. We do appreciate you for joining us, Michelle.
Yes.
you.
Absolutely.
One more comment before we close it out from Ashley. Ashley, so inspiring. I work with chronic and terminally ill children for almost 20 years. But didn't make much money, but as Midas says, no amount of money could get back what you're
Absolutely.
called to do. Congrats to you or helping
Absolutely.
others. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for being here today. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't dropped your links in the chat, if you have any links you want the community to check out before we sign off, drop your page in there, whether it be your Facebook page, your business link. Let's support each other.
Yeah.
What's going on the rest of the week, Fame?
Man, Friday I have a wedding in Charleston. Saturday I'm doing the EJ Gallo Winery having their employee event, and I'm DJing for that during the day, and then a wedding in Monroe, North Carolina that evening. So it's a triple duty weekend for me. What about you, sir?
Man, I'll be with my guys, Mellow Groove, Thursday. We'll be at Marquee in Charlotte. I think it's like a little lounge hookah spot. Playing from 7 to 9 on Thursday. Friday, I'll be sitting in with the Recall Band in Charlotte at another cigar lounge on Monroe Road. The Cigar Lounge on Monroe Road, 9 to 12. I have to cut all my gigs off at 12. I can't go no later. Like you said, DJ Run That. And then Saturday, I'll be with the guys, chairman of the board. We'll be in Archdale, North Carolina, with another band by the name of Vinyl Tap. But ladies and gentlemen, just go to www.thechairmanoftheboard.com for all of our dates. Follow us on Facebook as well as Mellow Groove, and definitely follow us at No Shortcuts on YouTube as well as Facebook.
Run That, I know you were in San Francisco this past weekend. What you got coming up?
I actually am so excited. I have the weekend off. And I'm going to just hang out with my son. Last week was crazy. I had a Saturday wedding. I went and had fun and went to a reggae show on Tuesday, and Wednesday I had a wedding, and then I headed down to San Francisco, which is a 5-hour drive on Friday. Played a festival in San Francisco Saturday. Raged it up at some reggaeton after party. Did the 5-hour drive home. I'm recovered now, I think. I'm just getting into some DJ lessons this week. And planning for my October 7th weddings. Our company, we have 3 weddings October 7th. So there's some parties going on this weekend up the block, but I don't know. I'm just gonna focus on family and self-care. Honestly.
I love
all of
that.
these Oktoberfests about to be on the way too. It's about to be fall season. People gonna. Are you guys drinking your pumpkin spice yet?
I've never had that, but I did make
me
some.
either. I'm thinking about it though. I need some persuasion to go
Yeah.
get my pumpkin spice on. And, you know, it's a little not quite chilly yet, but we getting there.
But you love how
Halloween is on the
how
way.
the mentality has changed, and now we celebrate having a weekend off. Like, yo, I'm off this
Oh
weekend.
man, it feel weird though, like when you got a Friday, like being an entertainer, right? And then that rare Friday or Saturday, and it's like, what to do? What to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just charge more and don't work as much.
There you go.
But one thing I'll share, I'm excited to experience coming up here October 13th. I'm gonna go see Sikik. Have you seen him online, Sikik?
No.
No, how do you
He
spell
wears
that?
a light up mask, and he does these
sounds like
crazy remixes, like live remixes. He's an Instagram sensation.
Okay.
He's
Wow.
some badass DJ that I get to go party at. So I'm
Yeah.
you know, my grind season for DJ events right now is coming to an end, but I'm sure some more is gonna pop up. But I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay.
Yeah,
Good.
famous.
Yeah.
You did that a couple Halloweens ago.
Oh yeah,
With
I put
the
on
mask?
I put on the
Yeah.
marshmallow mask for Halloween.
Yeah, for the wedding we were working. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, man, that's great.
Good
Ladies and
deal.
gentlemen, we're not gonna eat up the rest of your day because I'm sure these guys have things to do as well, you know.
Yeah.
And you guys as well, us on the screen and off the screen. One final
Yes.
time, thank you all. Thank you to DJ Run That for coming and joining us today. Thank you to DJ Famous for all of his executive producing and co-host work.
Hey,
Thank
man.
you all for joining us today. Everything was great. One more time, definitely share this video. Definitely hit the subscribe if you're over on YouTube. Like the video and join our community on No Shortcuts. And I guess we'll do it again next week.
We'll
Same
do it again
time, same
next
channel.
Tuesday at noon. Make sure you follow
Yeah.
DJ Run That on Instagram. All kinds of fun stuff happening over there. I'm a follow. And
I'm
we love
already
it.
following.
We're
Well, I
already
gotta follow
following, yeah.
Instagram. I'm on.
Yeah, you got to follow on Instagram. That's
Follow
where the
back.
fun's
Follow
happening.
back.
Yeah, no doubt. Make sure you follow me back now. You hear?
I will like it.
All right.
Yeah. Peace, love. God bless y'all.
Thanks,
We'll see you
everybody.
next week. Thank you.
Michelle, stay
Thank
on
you.
with us.
Stay on, Michelle.